One going down to the high explosive shell of the Panzer IV infantry half-track moving in from the north. The riflemen are completely surrounded now, in fact, suffering heavy losses. Rangers moving in as well to try and support. And looks like the rifleman team will possibly be wiped out on retreat or not. The Rangers also retreating, realizing they have been completely cut off by the 116th Panzer Division troops. Panzer IV moving downwards, pushing out the American infantry, and defensive operations going up for the Americans as well, allowing their infantry to lay down mines. Certainly looking to cover his retreat and prevent any direct rushes. And let's see what I am up to at this moment. We see a Kettenkraut moving up, the other one probably lost, going to use that to speed up seizure of territory. Riflemen sneaking about, although not at full strength, and we see Logrus trying to gather up his forces. And numerous mines in fact being laid down here, probably trying to prevent a base rush, but that's not really my style, so for him that's going to be a bit of a waste of munitions. Rangers pulling back in the face of the Panzer IV, which has been skirted. And note, I haven't gotten the MG42 upgrade since I don't really currently believe it being effective for any armor except Stoops and Geschützwagens. Bit sad really, but there's nothing to do about that. Panzer Grenadiers seizing the eastern fuel point. A 57mm anti-tank gun moving ahead, holding the line. The daring Panzer Grenadiers are now moving ahead, probably going to try and scare away the anti-tank gun and cover the Panzer IV from any attempted spotting, and continued fire from the 57mm anti-tank gun. Panzer Grenadiers forced away in the face of a numerous American infantry. Rangers and engineers quite dangerous if caught out in the open in the middle of a road like my Panzer Grenadiers were. Panzer IV providing some support, although in a bit of a precarious situation since the 57mm anti-tank gun can't do a lot of damage, particularly if armor piercing rounds go up. Half-tracks are pressing the riflemen. Panzer IV taking further support. The Panzer Grenadiers holding the line, although I probably should try and seek some cover. One team pulling away, almost dead. Plenty of offensive veterancy for my troops and my half-track. I prefer this, since I rather believe that the best strategy is to kill the enemy before he gets close to your units. And so I like to increase the chance of that actually happening. Half-track knocked out by the anti-tank gun, and the Panzer IV using the buildings as cover against the anti-tank gun and other nasties. Gun heavily damaged, and now pulling out the Rangers. Heavily damaged, wounded, numerous losses, dropping a bazooka which the Luftwaffe field infantry takes, since now the 17th Field Division has been in to support the 106th Panzer Division and hopefully continue this counter-attack against the American forces. Anti-tank gun finding itself out in the open and unsupported. Panzer Grenadiers and now Fallschirmjäger moving in as well, since it seems like the 3rd Fallschirmjäger regiment has been provided for support. Fallschirmjägers being one of the best infantry units in the game. A bit vulnerable, but they can do a lot of damage, in particular with the FG-42 or Fallschirmgewehr 42, an excellent weapon, in fact, can double as a assault rifle and is quite lethal, taking some losses but staying in the fight, using the building for cover. Panzer Grenadiers moving in towards the west to flank the American infantry out in the open, and the FG-42 firing away at all those Americans out in the open on the field. No cover for them, which is certainly a dangerous situation. And since there's been no attempt by the Americans when he actually had this area to actually fortify, instead he tried to go for the big win and just push ahead, which of course did not succeed. Luftwaffe field infantry repairing the Panzer IV, and the Fallschirmjäger now moving ahead for the assault, prompting a retreat from some of the Americans. Another anti-tank gun moving ahead. Panzer Grenadiers moving forwards. Incendiary grenade going off against the largest concentration of infantry, burning them. The Fallschirmjäger heavily wounded, still holding the line against the overwhelming numbers, but are falling forced retreat. numerous heavy losses caused by this last Panzer Grenadier team, and forcing one rifleman team to pull back, leaving only the anti-tank guns and a heavily depleted rifleman team to hold the line. A very precarious situation. Rangers moving in to try and do something, but might not be enough. And now the Panzer Force moving in, feeling it has been sufficiently repaired, causing some losses to the Rangers. Luftwaffe moving in as well. And anti-tank guns being cleared out, since Logrus was a bit too overconfident moving them too far ahead. I feel I'd rather recommended keeping them here with some infantry nearby in case something like this happened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've learned something from this, and I'd say some of the major lessons from this should probably be that when dealing with the Panzer Elite, you should be careful not becoming too aggressive, rushing too far ahead, and not sending up any defenses for a further retreat, since if he had done that, he might actually have been able to hold me a bit further at bay. For example, had he placed a machine gun emplacement or gotten some heavy weapons, things might have been much more difficult for me, but he rather went for the lots of firepower, not so much defensive, if caught off guard sort of strategy. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, why not subscribe? This is ImperialDane saying, remember to use cover.